many Bears fans are hoping that Ryan Poles is going to trade up. I don't think many people expected it to happen on day 3. Ryan Poles gets an edge and a kicker, both important positions of need for the Chicago Bears in this coming up into this season. We're going to talk about why, all that and more right after this.
Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. C-Dub, Stevo in the building. And we got action to talk about. I know the common thought would be to talk about the edge first, and I understand that, but I want to, because I know C-Dub, you get the reputation of not liking kickers, right? With their 4th pick in this draft, which was originally supposed to be the last pick in this draft, the Chicago Bears draft a punter, Tory Taylor, out of Iowa. And this is an underrated pickup for a couple of different reasons. We needed a punter. Gill was bad last season, really bad last season. And you actually get probably who in the NFL right away. And I know that's a position we don't look at and spend a whole hell of a lot of time at, but this is an important position. Fellas, how do you guys feel about the punter, Tory Taylor?
At first, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, damn, did we really need a punter like that? Was he really that damn bad? Then I talked to my guys on the panel here, Drip, and he said, man, we was masked, man. He was bad, and we didn't have time or the opportunity to even think about it because we had other things going on. And then when I sat back and thought about it, like, yeah, he was pretty bad. So he's a big guy, 223 pounds. I think he's 6'2", if I'm not mistaken.
6'4".
6'4", sorry. Big old Australian bloke. Getting ready to kick it 60 yards on average, because that's what he did in college. Let's see how it works out. Upgrade at this facet. You trying to make this a complete team all the way around. Right.
Listen, he is eliminating every single bit of like this. This is a pickup that really can help the defense. It can help the offense. It can help a lot. Stevo, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, like when I first said punter, I was like punt. Then I was like, Trent Gill was an ass. Trent Gill, every time it was important for us to get an important kick at the right punt, he would put us at the 45. That ain't doing shit with us. And especially when we was running against that, I would say that early season, when we was going against all those great offensive teams. When you go up against great offensive team, you need a good punter because he could help the defense more. Our defense was working overtime in some of those games because of Trent Gill. And when Pat punk ass took himself to the goddamn Packers, it left a fucking hole, and it was clear for me. And as a whole, our special teams has been at the bottom for a minute on both from punting, from kickoff. It's been terrible. So I understand people saying that the 4th pick, hey, this dude got potential to be a generational punter. Not only does he have the land shit, it's the precision. I'm sitting here watching this dude like, who is this Pat McAfee cousin looking motherfucker here?
And I love the fact that he actually talks shit. He's passionate about football. Now, we ain't gonna see a whole hell of a lot of it because of a punter, but you when you talk about setting a tone and a culture in an organization, you want players that give a damn.
Yeah,
Taylor gives a damn. And I can't say a whole hell of a lot about that about a lot of punters, man. So the Bears get a punter, position of need. Anybody have anything left on that one before we move over to?
Yeah, let me just name you all his awards that he won last season.
Okay.
Ray Gadd Award winner. That's the top punter in the nation. First team All-American. Big Ten punter of the year. First team All Big Ten. So he got the accolades.
And he a 2-time All-Team Big Ten at that.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Go ahead.
2-time All-American.
Best punter.
All-American fielder.
And listen, when you get somebody at the best of their position by far, it's not even close. You got to acknowledge that. But then Ryan Poles got even more creative. He trades a 2025 4th round pick to move into the 5th round and get edge Austin Booker out of Kansas. 6'4.5", 240 pounds, 33-inch wingspan, big hands on top of that. He was a 3-star recruit. On top of everything else, strong, athletic, versatile, explosive first step. There's some questions there around his pass rushing, which makes sense to it as well. And some of the point of attack defense is what they say he kind of lacks on. But overall, he's a solid pickup here. Now, I'm not saying he's going to come in and be anything as far as a day one starter or anything like that. But when you're looking to develop some people and find quality depth this is a quality pickup in the 5th round at a position of need that you can see what you can get something out of. How you guys feeling?
Big 12 defensive newcomer, all first team Big 12. He looks like he got that body type as a pass rush guy, but he's not that. 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. It's kind of up in the air. I just got to be honest. Every time I come up in here, I'm not very excited about this. Maybe he comes into training camp and shows you what he really can do, but I'm not excited. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm quite excited.
You're
know
quite
why?
Excited. Why?
You wanna know why? Let me sell you some tickets. I know quite a bit about this dude, and he reminds me of a player that we all was trying to look at it possibly for a trade. You know who that guy was? He reminds me of Max Crosby.
That's a tall order, bro.
That's tall order.
But you gotta think about it.
He's a little light.
You gotta think of Max Crosby was light coming out. Max Crosby light now. He's only 255. That's light for a rusher. And this is my point. Coming out of Eastern Michigan, Max Crosby was not a highly talented dude. He was a 4th round pick. This dude was a 5th round pick. Same height, same playing style. One of the same things they said about Max Crosby is he's long, but we don't know if he know how to use his body as much as he does, and his body control can use better. And when he pass rushes, he's too high. This is some of the same characteristics as Austin Booker, and he has an inch on him. So that's my thing when it comes to them two. I just see a lot of Max Crosby in them. And I just feel like, and the one thing I like about him, the main reason why we drafted him, is he's one of those players that plays till the whistle's blown. Same like Max Crosby, he play hard, and that could beat a lot of talented players out.
And something that I want to remind, I'm not comparing the players at all, but I want to remind people, one of the most dominant linemen that we have in the game of football, would everybody agree that Danielle Hunter is that?
Yeah.
Yep.
People forget that Danielle Hunter was he didn't play a lot. They didn't know what Danielle Hunter was going to be. He was picked up as a prospect piece, as a development piece, and he developed into what he developed into. I think Ryan Poles is maybe hoping that something along these lines. Only played 2 years in college football, didn't come on to football until his junior year in high school, so he's really new to the game of football overall. This is somebody that Ryan Poles might have seen something in and said, I feel like we can develop. Just listen. So in his second year, last year in college football, he only played 6 games his first year in college football, only had one solo tackle, but in his second year, starter, 40 solo tackles, 16 of those being assisted, 12 tackles for a loss, 8 sacks, 1 pass deflected, and 2 forced fumbles. You can work with that. I'm not saying what he's going to turn into and develop, so I'm not here to try to sell you guys a dream, but there's something here. And with the defensive line, the defensive coordinator we have in Eric Washington, we know Eric Washington likes to rotate people in and out. He likes to keep people fresh, but he also is really good at development. Don't be surprised if in a year or two we're like, hey, do y'all remember when we got Austin Booker in the 5th round? I'm just saying.
Hey, bro, you know what's funny that you bring him up? He's another comparison that a lot of people compared it to. Coming out, Danielle Hunter was 6'5", 255, probably smaller than that. Long arms. One thing also about Austin, just like Danielle and Max, they had a bevy of rush moves. So we don't even got to teach him that, all the rules. All you got to do, like they said, if their technique is right, they're hard to stop. And that's the comps that I'm seeing a lot with him. So like I'm saying, I'm not saying he's gonna come out and kill the first time. I'm not saying that, but these second and third strings gonna have a problem on their hands. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Okay. I know I talk to you. We always talk all the time, Steve, about the Big 12, and you always, you know what I'm saying, say Big 12, you always gotta keep your eyes peeled because them guys the competition ain't there. So you gonna bypass all of that? You gonna bypass all that, and you gonna say that you think he's gonna be Max Crosby?
That's the comparisons.
I mean, Max Crosby came from Eastern Michigan.
And another thing, we talked about this yesterday, right? A little bit. Well, I think it was the day before. We talked about how more defensive linemen are dropping back and playing in coverage. Booker has that potential to drop back and play some in coverage a little bit.
And another thing about the Big 12, what they do produce is offense, and they produce linemen. So he going up against good linemen on a daily basis. So that's the thing. He's going up against good linemen, and some of them got drafted this draft too.
Hey man, with Poles I trust, man, I'm willing to sit back and try it out, man. That's my boy.
I mean, the thing is,
Yeah.
if it doesn't work out,
I ain't
it was
gonna
a
lie.
fifth round pick.
This was a
We'll
fluke
see.
pick to me, and I think Kev found the details. He said they traded the 2025 fourth round pick for this.
Yeah. So
okay.
He says that Poe sees something there, man, and we'll see what he's gonna do. Ja React says Austin Booker got starter written all over him. Don't let that fifth round pick fool you. Hey, I'm not saying that he can't develop into that. I'm just saying if he isn't that right away, it won't say much because they brought him here to develop him. Best believe you trade up to get somebody, that means you had them circled on your board. They're going to be invested in his development. Period.
Oh, bro, yeah. I know we're not going here. We just celebrating this pick. But does this kind of lean till we gonna get a veteran in here at the defensive end?
No, I think we're done.
I think we're done.
And the reason why I say that, I think people really overlook because we had to use DeMarcus Walker mainly on the interior. DeMarcus Walker is somebody who in their career has 7 and 8 sacks seasons. And I think with having Montez Sweat on the opposite side of that, having better pressure from the interior defensive line, we'll see if Javon Dexter develops the way that they think. I think we're going to be, I get it. And I understand why everybody, and I'm not saying this not to rule it out, but if I wouldn't be surprised if they roll the dice with DeMarcus Walker. Now you got Booker in here and you let them figure it out.
And for the people in the chat, if I'm not mistaken, Dominique Robinson is not even on the team anymore.
Yeah, I think he's gone. He gone.
I think he still is technically on the roster.
I thought he got let go. Let me see.
I mean, maybe I am wrong on that. I
thought he was gone.
No, he's still on the roster. He's still listed on the roster, at least on NFL.com.
Oh well, there go his job.
So, oh yeah, for sure. Get the hell up out of here with that one. But yeah, man, this is especially with Khalid Kareem still there. Like, yeah, Dominique Robinson's gonna have to fight. He's probably gonna make it through training camp, but he's not gonna be on that 53-man roster. Don't worry about it.
Not for sure.
It's a very interesting draft for Ryan.
Yeah, and we'll recap the draft in totality tomorrow on Sunday's live stream. I think it'll be a perfect time to kind of recap the draft and go over everything there. But at least for day 3, Ryan Poles got active. He got a guy who has tons of potential, tons of upside. We just got to see how it's going to develop. But like I said, don't sleep with DeMarcus Walker, man. I don't want anybody to sleep. I get it, and I understand why everybody's been talking about edge, and edge is still a need. We're talking about the season before he joined the Bears. He had a 7-sack season. So he can
he's on the edge.
Yeah, so
that's the thing. Like once we start putting him more on the edge, because once we had Sweat, when we didn't have Sweat, we had to put DeMarcus a lot on the interior, like you said. Once they put him on the opposite side of Sweat, and even sometimes next to Sweat, they smoke Muggs.
Yeah. I think everybody smoked Muggs when they was on the opposite side. Yannick started getting sacks and stuff like that. That's what I was kind of thinking about with this pickup.
Nobody's still signed him yet, have they?
No, he's not.
I don't blame him.
What do you mean? It's just a sack. He has 6-7 sacks last season.
That motherfucker had like 3.
No, I think he did. I think he came on late. Unless I'm tripping too. I could be. I don't
remember him having that many sacks.
Let's take a look. Give me 1 second. He finished the season with 4 sacks last year.
Oh shit!
No, I was like, it wasn't that much. I was like, it wasn't that much. It wasn't no 5
better than that.
I think like 3 of them came in like the last 3 games or something. He played
that's
something
what
like
it was.
that.
No, I think, bro. I honestly feel like he had a game where he had 2 sacks. They had like 1 for the rest of the season. I promise you, it was like that.
That's
bro,
crazy.
What?
No, so looking at the game by game. So he had 1 game with 1, another game with 1, another game with 1. And then he had to have a couple of halves in there. So
he works. That works for us.
$10 million for that. $10 million. But any last thoughts, fellas, before we get up out of here?
Hey man, let's go, man. I'm still intrigued to see the future, man. Let's go, man. I'm excited.
Full draft recap tomorrow on the live stream. So make sure you guys stay tuned in for that. Go ahead, Stevo.
I was gonna say, Yannick, run us. We need at least 5 million back. Cause goddamn, like you gave me
gonna
4
ask-
sacks, you going to give us some fucking money back. But
That's
you
hilarious.
lucky we turn it around. But you sure got $10 million, $2 million richer for no reason.
That's crazy. Crazy. But all right, y'all, we'll be back, man. Make sure you guys are following that Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, 773-242-9336. We're your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. Chi-Town up, bear down, y'all.
Stevo,
Peace.
he got